On today's first episode, we are going to talk about how to generate leads on LinkedIn using the 4C and P formula. If you're someone who is tired of not having a predictable lead generation source for your business and tired of relying on referrals and word of mouth to grow, then this episode is for you because we'll be discussing how you can get 7 to 12 warm leads for your business coming up. Alright, starting off this episodes with the 4 C's of LinkedIn lead generation. Now, before I get into it, I've been doing LinkedIn lead generation for 1.5 years for my own self and for my clients, and it's been a great journey. I've learned a ton by being on the front lines of LinkedIn and really getting nuances and insights into how the whole platform works, what and what doesn't work when it comes to lead generation. And I'm really excited to share all that with you in this first podcast. So let's get started. What are the 4 C's? Well, the first C is connections. Now, this might sound simple, but if you are serious about making LinkedIn your primary lead generation source, then you should start by connecting to your relevant target audience every day. Now, here's the thing. If you are using the free LinkedIn version, then you might not be able to add as many people as you want on such a large scale. But on the other hand, if you have a Sales Navigator account, which is around $79 per month if you're buying it monthly, and I guess they give like 10% or 20% off when you opt for the annual plan. So if you're using Sales Navigator account, that brings in more opportunity for you to add new connections every day, because the limits I've been testing up till now to add as many connections per day is around 90 to 100 is a sweet spot. Anything more than that, they'd start asking you for entering the email of the person you're trying to connect with. Not a good proposition. So the first C is connect with the relevant target audience, the people who you want to try, who you want for your services, who is your ideal client. Moving on to the next C, which is content. As you might have noticed that there is a lot of organic reach in LinkedIn right now, which is a great thing for us, because it's like it doesn't matter who you are or how many connections you have. If you are posting good content on LinkedIn right now, it will get shared, it will get liked, and it will get in front of as many people as you want. So it's really important to post that content. So what can you post as content? Well, you can start off with the normal updates, which is around, I guess, 1200 to 1600 character limit or something less than that, or 800 word limit. So you can start by the post sharing updates and then you can go for posting videos, which is very relevant to the people you have with as connections. So try to post something which your connections want to see, which your connections would enjoy and get value out of. And try to do that like 5 times a week to start off with. Just get into the habit of posting content as much as you can, and one of that content will get viral and might bring you a lot more views to your profile, and you will start receiving connection requests from a lot of people. So that's great organic reach on your part, and it's free. Use it, take benefit of it. So the second C is content. Coming on to the third C, which is the meat of what I do, which is the conversation. You've got to have conversation with people who you are adding to your network, because if you're not having conversation, there's really no point of having that connections. It's not about how many connections you have, it's how many relevant connections you have and how many people you have built a relationship with. So for example, let's say I connect with someone, let's say I connect with a consultant. So now the consultant, I have got to start a conversation with that consultant if he is within my relevant target market and I have something to offer which will be very useful to him. So I'll start with conversation. Now here's something about conversations. You do not need to send him a direct sales pitch. Let me repeat. You do not need to send him a direct sales pitch. Everybody is just bored of all those sales pitches. Your messages keep getting ignored if you start with a sales pitch. I recommend start with a question related to what you are doing. So for example, in my case, I provide lead generation services through LinkedIn. So my first question is, hey, have you ever tried LinkedIn lead generation in the past? So that's my question. That's the first message they receive from me after they get connected with me. So that's how it works. Start with a question and try to start a conversation. Do not try to sell this early in the process. It will take some time to build the relationship. So up until then, just start with a conversation and get the conversation going. And at the end, which brings me to the last C, which is the fourth C, which is conversion. And at the end of that conversation, you'll be able to ask them for a meeting. Hey, this is what I do, and would you be interested in exploring this more, or would you be interested in learning more about this? So that's how you go about the whole thing. So instead of just trying to pitch in directly, wait for the right time, build the relationship, send small messages, ask questions, and at the end you can ask them if they would be interested in talking or exploring this opportunity more. This is the very brief introduction of the 4 C's of the LinkedIn lead generation, but still there's one very component which is missing, which is the bonus, the P, and which is called your profile. Profile plays a really important role because it's kind of like your landing page, because whoever's seeing your connection request to start off with is reading your headline and is reading your profile summary to see what you're about. So profile comes in all shapes and forms, and you really have to define what do you want your profile to do. And do you want it to be like a sales page? Do you want it to be like showcasing your work? Do you want it to be full of testimonials? So there are different reasons, and there are different ways you can approach writing a profile, but the one way I like to do it is through the AIDA formula, which is the very basic copywriting marketing formula. Start with attention, grab their attention in the first line of your profile summary, and then build interest upon it, and then desire, and then a call to action, which is the basically action, AIDA formula. So start off with that, start off with this basic structure, grab their attention, show them why they should be interested, then build desire, and then call to action. The call to action can be whether they want to book a call with you, or whether they want to go to a webinar or a video of your website, or maybe your company's website. So this is what the AIDA formula is about, and this is what the profile part of the 4CP formula is about. And this is very briefly what the 4C and P formula is all about. If you apply